Now it's time to spy on your competitors to get a competitive edge. This is one of my favorite things to do, and the reason of that is because I work with a lot of startups, and startups have no idea what they're getting into. So knowing how to spy on your competitors getting started is actually one of the best tools for you to collect data that you can use to grow your business. And in my opinion, you can't have a successful e-commerce store without paying attention to your competitors. But you can also waste a lot of time tracking your competitors' data that won't ever move the ROI needle for your business. So how do you focus on actionable competitive intel? Start by doing this. In order to maximize the impact of your competitive intelligence, ask what the strategy is for spying on your competitors. Do you want to zero in on a specific niche? Do you want to go after a new market, introduce a new product, capitalize on new trends, figure out if new laws are going to affect your store? And once you know what your goal is, it's now time to start your recon work. And here's how we're going to do that. You need to identify your top competitors. If you're using Chrome, which is what we're going to be using for this example, you need to open the incognito mode window, which you can go to Chrome to File and drop down the bar to New Incognito Window. And this is going to take away all of your personal settings in that window. In Safari, I believe it's private mode or secret mode. I can't remember what they call it. But this will remove geographical data. This will remove all the stuff that would make your search personalized, because we're trying to remove any personalization because we're trying to be our customers. If our customers have not come to our website and don't have all of our website data, what are they going to see as a result of them looking for us? We're going to focus on finding your top 5 to 7 competitors that rank for the most relevant keywords in your niche. Keep searching for variations of those keywords that you use to rank for, and find 5 to 7 competitors that are ranking in the space with you. Once you have a list of those top competitors, start asking yourself questions based on your goals in each stage of the buying process. Focus on marketing, customer acquisition, browsing, buying experience, customer service, and finally, post-purchase experience. All right, here are a few ways to get started. How are they getting their customers? What's the paid traffic through AdWords? What's their organic traffic or traffic through social media? You can find out all of this information using the website similarweb.com. It is a great tool to showcase all of the information I just mentioned, plus tons of other tools, and it's a free app. They have a paid version that gets you more access and lots of fun stuff, but the free app will give you a good starting point, especially if you're just in the due diligence stage. So make sure you check out similarweb.com, type in your competitor's URL, and start to look through where their traffic's coming from, what keywords they're ranking for. It'll actually show you the ads that they're running, including banner advertisements. So it's a really good tool for gathering intelligence. Number 2 is break down each of these sources of traffic to dig into what they're doing specifically. So for example, if they're getting a lot of their traffic from one PR source, then maybe you would think about, how do we get our traffic coming from the same PR source or a similar PR source? Maybe it's not the exact journalist, but what if it is? What if you go after that journalist and say, hey, I see that you write a lot about company A. We have a better service and product than company A, and we would like to be the person you talk about in the future. That's a really random example, but I've seen that work for a lot of companies doing just that. But you're going to find traffic sources that drive tons of traffic to their website that you've never heard of, and all you need to do is know about that traffic source, go to them, start advertising, getting your e-commerce feed on their website, whatever it might be, and you've got new traffic coming to your website that happens to be your competitor's number 1 driver of referral traffic. All right, number 3 is, what specific keywords are they paying for in paid search? Finding what they're paying the most dollar for will help you know what's working for them. Using a tool like SpyFu will help you track advertising keywords and ad spend. Once again, the more they're spending on an ad, most likely you can assume that the more success they're going to see through that ad, which is why they're putting a lot of money into it. Number 4 is, what is their pricing, shipping, and positioning like compared to yours? You can learn this by going to their website navigation and look at their call to actions and how prominent they actually are with that information. Do they put their shipping at the very top, or do they hide it in a link at the very bottom? They are testing their website just as you are, and so you need to be able to take the data that you're learning from your own site and not just always copy other people, but also, who are the main players in your space and what are they doing right on their website? This is a great way to pull information off of other competitor websites and use for your own. Number 5 is, how are they retaining customers? What ways are they building their email list? A great way is to go all over their website and find out ways that you can opt into their email list. Are they doing it in a way that you would feel comfortable getting email addresses, or do you want to take their strategy and tweak it a little bit to get emails as well? Once again, another great way to see what your competitors are doing and replicate that. Number 6 is, how is their shopping cart experience? Take screenshots of the entire process with a tool like Clarify, and that's clarify-it.com, and get step-by-step comparison. Look at 5 to 7 of your competitors' shopping carts and see really what do they look like, what is similar with all of these, what is different, and tweak your cart as needed with the information that you're gaining from your competitors. Number 7 is, what steps do they take after you make a purchase? What is their email sequence? And for this, it might be going to their website and purchasing a $1 product, getting the entire email sequence, getting even the packaging, how it shows up is a big thing. And I know a lot of clients that do this. They go to all their competitors and they purchase a product just to see what the process is like. Do I get an email right after? Do I get shipping notifications the entire time? Is the experience good for me? Is it bad for me? This is a great way to figure that out. And yes, it takes a little investment, but I'm talking get the cheapest thing you can on their website and find out how that experience is. And now number 8 is very similar to 7, but instead of purchasing a product, you're just going to sign up for their email list and see what promotions they're running and how often they run those. You know, what happens once you sign up for your competitors' emails. And you can do a filter in Gmail, so all of those go to one specific filter, so you don't have to put up with promotional emails all day long. But now you have a swipe file. You know, you have all their content, what they're sending out, and you might want to use it depends on how big of a company they are, but you might want to use a name that doesn't clearly say, I'm your competitor. Because a lot of times they'll go back into MailChimp or whatever app they use, and they will filter through info@theircompetitor.com, and they'll delete you off the list. So I would use a Gmail account or something personal that you can use so you don't say, hey, I'm one of your competitors looking at your email list. A lot of times they won't do that, but I have seen that happen. Number 9 is, how friendly are they online? So what social media channels are they on? How quickly do they update and respond to people that comment? What content do they focus on their social media channels that they're always putting out? Another great way to learn what you could be doing with your store. Lastly, number 10, this is the last one, you can set up triggers to monitor your competitors, to kind of keep a finger on the pulse, if you will. You can use free tools like Google Alerts or BuzzSumo to track their activity both on and off their site to figure out what parts of the business they're focusing on. This is a great way to track your competitors without having to spend tons of hours a week figuring out what they're doing. It'll come into your email inbox. You can take a quick minute or two to figure it out and then move on with your day. While you're spending time gathering all these answers to your questions, I suggest you make a SWOT chart or a SWOT analysis. And for those who are not familiar with SWOT, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you're going to look at this both ways. You're going to look at it as your lens looking at your competitors, and then how your competitors might see you. So you're going to make a SWOT analysis or a SWOT chart of each competitor. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are their opportunities? And what are their threats? And as you go through your competitors, look for holes in their marketing strategy and areas where you're doing better than them or areas that you can't compete with them at all. Add 3 to 5 top SWOTs for each site and list them out. This will really help you have a snapshot of where you stand in the collective group of your competitors and how you're ultimately going to win over all of them. Finally, identify the biggest metrics you want to track and record a baseline for your site and for theirs. This allows you to measure monthly activity across each site and figure out how you're doing in comparison. This could be Facebook fan followers, or updates to their website, or amount of emails that they're sending out, or new promotions that they're pitching to their customers. It's just going to give you a snapshot once again of where you stand with your competitors.